Hey guys, this is Study and welcome to Comic Space. And one of the major revolution that have came in the last week, it is about Blade. We need to talk about Blade because reportedly Jon Mage, who was supposed to be directing Blade's reboot, has stepped down from the project, leaving the project without a director, as well as they're doing some major rewrites still with the Blade. So we gotta talk all about that and what does that exactly means. Can we expect yet another delay with the Blade and how they're moving forward with that Daywalkers reboot? The homecoming of Daywalkers just has been on a quite longing. So in a previous video we talked about Blade and they were doing some major rewrites to the project yet again. And before that we talked about Marvel was looking pretty confident with that script, but again the rewrites are happening yet again. And then this update comes in with Jon Mage stepping down from the project. So as our latest update comes from Daniel RPK, and again if you have been following our channel or have been part of the rumor mill, you know that we like to give him a lot more reverence as he also have been quite a great track record as well. As he went on to state, Blade is still scheduled to be started filming this very year despite the departure of Jon Mage from the project. As of right now, Blade is supposed to be taking place in the present time and leading up to Midnight Suns, as Marvel Studios is potentially looking out for directors as Jon Mage left the project some months ago. So, okay, we know that rewrites are happening, we know that they are still looking forward to a director. I think with everything that have happened, and again with Blade, the project has been announced like 5 years ago now. And again multiple times they have come very close to start its production, but again rewrites has been a crucial part, and again the director for the film has also stepped down. But again with everything given, as long as they're going to make that scheduled release date, and as long as they can start the production of the film to make to that scheduled release date of November 2025, or even if the project is delayed by a few months to give breathing space to other projects, because again Marvel is supposed to be releasing about 4 films next year, not including Blade, because Spider-Man 4, which is a co-production of Marvel Studios and Sony, so that is also supposed to be releasing very next year. So even if Blade is delayed to earlier months of 26, if they can do that, I'm not worrying about Blade, because as long as you are still on the schedule with everything have happened, especially I don't think so they're probably gonna go through some major rewrites now. I think the script that they have earlier, and in the previous video we talked about it, how Marvel Studios was looking pretty confident with the story, and they have kind of tracked that down, even if the details of the story might have changed, and obviously the rewrites are happening all over the place, and that's just been the nature of Marvel and Marvel Studios. It is not something new, but as long as that you can keep the wheels rolling of the project, as long as you can still be in the production with the film. The rewrites happen day by day with lots of projects, but again with the Blade it just has been in complete different scenario, and I think the main reason just has been they haven't been able to kind of track down the story, because again the earlier version of Blade, it was supposed to be in timepiece taking place in the past with total different cast and characters and total different lookout. And we even have heard about some lackluster action scenes being featured in the film. So again they obviously have to pivot from that and to come up with this project that actually leads up to the not just the expedition by Marvel Studios themselves, not just the fans, but you don't want to give in disservice to the character that has been quite built up. And again Mahershala is still sticking with that character, and again I think Mahershala is just going to be in great Blade. And in major update on top of all of that Marvel Studios have recently brought Eric Pearson to give finished looks for the Blade script. Eric Pearson, who is a Marvel Studios veteran who have worked on Black Widow, Thor Ragnarok, and the upcoming Fantastic Four. So again Marvel Studios have brought Eric Pearson on the script to give some finishing touch-ups. And again I think the great thing here is that Marvel Studios have kind of figured out the main story that they're going to work with and the framework that they're going to work with, and how all of these things are going to lead into the Midnight Suns project. So I think they got the framework, they have tackled the story, but some changes here and there, some tweaks here and there, and to kind of make all of these things work out, and some finishing looks. So I think that is that. But again, like I said earlier, as long as you are on the schedule and you can make up to that release date, or even if it is delayed by a few months, as long as you keep the wheels rolling on the project, I really don't have too much to worry about Blade. I'm really hoping for Blade to just now come out. I think it has been a quite while, and I think it is also have a lot to do with Marvel Studios being cautious, because again it is just not Blade. But if you are talking about project like Ironheart, which initially wrapped up its production in 2022, but again they went back, they revamped the whole show, they started from scratch, they did some major reshoot. Same with Deadpool. Again, they even filmed few episodes, but the show wasn't turning out as they were expecting it. They went back, they revamped it, and again they just made it all work. So again, that is one thing, and I think Marvel Studios is also quite over the whole roller coaster ride from the initial phases of the multiverse saga, and they have been cautious about it. But the Blade on the other hand just has some sort of a project. Again, it has been something. We keep talking about Blade, but again, whenever we have talked about Blade, it's just about some major changes, rewrites, and now the project doesn't have director, but like I said, I think they're just going to make it out fine. So on that point, it is time for me to see you guys off. Well, that's it for this one, guys, but before you go, you can consider to grab the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel or DC update. I'm so glad that you guys got the time to hear me out. Thanks for listening to me. This is your host Adi signing off. See you in the next one.